Bruno. Bruno, test 1, 2. How's my microphone? What is up, everybody? New time slot, new vibes. Get ready, we got a good session ahead. Glad you're here, guys. It's been a while since we all got together, so we'll make sure to deliver as always. All right, everybody, let's get this week started. And just like that, we are back. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Furlough Community. And I mean, we have been quite active these past 2 weeks. Lots of fun things going on, lots of development in this community, lots of movement for everyone involved. I mean, shout out to a few people. I mean, Black Friday, Cyber Monday week. I mean, where to begin? I guess I could just look at the channels and see who's here. We got Beach People Alex. Met Alex for the first time in person. Always excited to meet someone in the community. We went up there and actually met Alex up in Naventura, an hour north of me, an hour south of Ophir, and talked about ways of how we can collaborate and really take beach people to the next level. Super exciting stuff. And with that being said, I think it's a good opportunity to showcase a little win right here. So look at this. Look at that wonderful. Hey, where is it? There it is. Can't there. Look at us. Hey. Super excited thing going over there to the headquarters. Man, you guys got some really cool products. And I gotta say, we're gonna talk about e-com naturally here, just because it is the biggest shopping time of the year. So with that being said, before we do, I do want to talk some wins. I do want to talk about some of you guys and what you guys got going on. I mean, for one of the guests that we have today, of course it is Monday, and we had Furlough Weekly, which was our weekly newsletter, sent out to the community. And this newsletter really captures what's going on, try to leave some actionable advice and tidbits, and that'll be presented in this session by none other than the person leading this project, Miss Rosalind Fons. And with that being said, let me just go ahead and bring them in. How you guys doing? Here we go. There we go. Look who it is. We got Rosalind and Fons, and of course, Ophir's all over. How you guys doing this wonderful Monday afternoon?
Doing excellent.
All right, let me format a little bit, get you guys clipped in. All right, how you doing, Ophir?
Hey, life is beautiful. Happy Monday. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic now that we're back on these sessions. And as you guys can see, we have swapped out the time slot. We figured to make it easier for the West Coast before. 12 o'clock on the East Coast is lunchtime, right? And on the West Coast, it's 9 a.m. So we figured for everybody's schedule, it'd probably be easier to have these sessions at this time slot. So we're testing it out. Now our sessions, I could go ahead and I'll bring in the schedule later for you guys to see it every day from 10 a.m. Eastern time zone, right? 10 a.m. all the way to this time at 2 o'clock, we have our Connect and Collaboration session. You want to connect with people in the community or you want to collaborate, we got those collab rooms open all the time. That's the place to do it. And every day at 2 o'clock, we do have our flagship session of the day. Monday being this one right here where we kick off the week. Tuesday being the none other than the Startup Booster session, which Ophir, how are these Startup Booster sessions going?
Awesome, man. I have a lot of great companies coming in every week and also working on internal projects. Always fun.
It is quite a blast, I must say. And just being able to just, give access and give people in this community access to other experts and other people that can just really give feedback and boost their startup. Then Wednesday, we have our Mastermind Session. So instead of doing a educational presentation every single day, we've just limited. Now we're focusing on quality, one topic a day. And this Wednesday, we are going to be talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because obviously Thursday, Thanksgiving, Friday, Black Friday, and how do you maximize your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and post Cyber Monday, leading into the holiday special. And we're going to be focusing on teaching on that on Wednesday. Thursday, orientation for any newcomers. And then Friday, we're bringing back Feature Fridays, where now that we're bringing in experts to the community, we're going to start giving them, the platform, the spotlight, so that we can go ahead and pick their brain and, of course, give access to you guys. So beyond that, Ophir, I believe we have an incredible campaign going on that is going to be bringing a lot more experts to the community. Do you mind shedding some light about that and your discoveries of how this idea and this campaign came into fruition, with LinkedIn, and how we're going to be leveraging it so that everyone here can benefit from it?
I was working with LinkedIn jobs many times. Just love LinkedIn as a platform to recruit talent, and allows you to post your job like premium, meaning where you serve ads to get exposure to your ads, your job posting. What happens is you get loads of applications of relevant people, very cost effective. We're targeting here freelancers, experts, stuff like that, that if I would try to reach them out manually, build funnels for them, it would cost me, let's say 10 or even 50 times more through LinkedIn ads. And just a great exposure for the Furlough brand on one end, and a great way for us to engage with experts in the field of expertise we're looking for. It's a great opportunity, and we're going to start launching new experts on a daily basis here on the community. So stay tuned.
Yeah, very excited about that. And how can you leverage this for your business or your community, right? Or your audience? And LinkedIn, by putting out these job postings, people naturally gravitate to the company that is posting this job. And it turns out when we put up a free posting, we got some followers. I was like, wow, that's very interesting. And, Ophir and I first met previously at this agency that was doing a lot of work in the cannabis space. And this agency, the CEO would always put up job posting after job posting. And we really didn't put two and two together until we saw it in action here at Furlough, and how it can bring more attention to your LinkedIn, especially when you get into that higher end corporate side where you're recruiting premium talent. A very, a beautiful LinkedIn page. It helps for recruiting great talent. So very excited about getting that ball rolling. So with that being said, before we continue to jump into it, I see all these beautiful faces. It's been a while that we've seen you guys here. What's up, Tristan? How you doing? Give us some updates. First day training in Langify. Gotta say, Bruno, I know you're making moves over there in Brazil. Tell us about what you're doing with your campaigns and your movement. Alex, how you feeling? How are you feeling going in to probably the biggest shopping week of the year? Even though your product might not be in season during this time, people are in the mindset to purchase. So we're excited to see what the results of this Black Friday, Cyber Monday is. And Ophir, you did mention something about mapping funnels, and I think we could definitely touch base on that just a little bit, about how many funnels do you think your customers should be mapped, right? Like if you have how many personas, I'd love to just hear insights there and just kind of drop some wisdom and gems from your personal experience.
I think funnels is never ending. everywhere you can get customers from, you can build a funnel on. So if I know my customers are at a certain spot, or reading a certain blog items, or engaging with certain videos, or communicating in a certain community, you know, always build engage with them, or build path for them to engage, to learn about the brand, educate themselves about the brand, and create that demand new customers to engage with the brand. So to me, it's a never-ending story of finding more and more funnels, always. And then you know me, Joe, like every day I tell you, like, there's a new funnel we can try. Let's try this funnel. Let's try this approach. And the same thing happens with Furlough and every other brand. Every business that want to scale needs to look up for new funnels, optimize them, and clean up what doesn't work.
Absolutely. You can double down on what works, eliminate what doesn't, and you said it best, right? You look at your funnels, you look at who you're targeting, look who you're speaking to. You got maybe your Facebook ads, your Google ads. You know, what words are they typing in Google? That is probably a different, if they're looking for education versus if they have intent to purchase. You should probably be speaking to those people differently because they're in different parts of their journey and of that funnel. So, when you look at whether it's, taking through Facebook ads, or even your email marketing journey, or just if you're list building, or just their persona, or just the types of targeting and the demographics, that's what we're talking about, mapping funnels. And with Furlough, of course, right now we've been banking on word of mouth, and it's been working out great because there's so much value that we truly give here, as you can see in the chat. Shout out to you guys. You guys are what makes this community what it is, and we are just getting started. We are really just rolling out and excited for 2022 because it is by far going to be the greatest year yet. So mad abundance and mad, everything to you guys. So with that being said, I think it's a great time let's just jump right into this week's wonderful newsletter. Rosalind, are you ready to go deep on this Furlough weekend?
I am. And within the theme of this week, it is all about Black Friday. If anybody is new to the entrepreneur scene, maybe it's your first year in e-commerce, or even if you've had Black Friday many times, I'm sure you'll find value from specific email. It's basically going into strategies that you really need to consider in terms of what you're rolling out for Black Friday. Just because you see a brand that's similar to you pushing one offer, it does not necessarily mean that you're the same. So our first channel we're going to actually consider is the email marketing strategy. And I cannot express enough how good email is for sales, Black Friday, even just on a regular basis, connecting with your customers, because it's a channel that you specifically own. It can't be taken away from you. It's like Facebook can just shut down, but your email channel can't. So it's a great one to start with. In terms of ramping up your strategies for Black Friday as well, it's really important because ads tend to get really competitive and very expensive around this time of year. So you really need to work on an omni-channel strategy to kind of combat this. One thing I would really suggest doing is actually doing a bit of list building coming up to this time of year. So focusing on your newsletter sign up. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I certainly noticed that a lot of well-established brands have actually changed their signups and their call to action to specifically go over Black Friday. So they'll say something like, sign up for early Black Friday release. So they're trying to kind of leverage you in a different way. This is very effective. Running ads as well, way before Black Friday to grow your list is definitely something you should consider doing as well.
So quick, let's just kind of talk about that, because today you and I got on a call with a company, a solopreneur that has a sunglasses brand, and he knew the importance of email marketing, right? And especially leading up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And as Bruno says, people still read emails. And I know, Ophir, you have a number in mind. When it comes down to e-commerce, what percentage of your sales should be coming through email marketing?
Anywhere from 15% to 40%.
Absolutely. And I think a great benchmark is 30%. That's the sweet spot. That's a sweet number. If you're hitting there, you're doing a great job. But you should be pushing more to 40%, in my opinion, just because this audience, right? And Ophir, we talk a lot about how Amazon they don't really seek profits, right? They seek acquisition and market, total, and they don't really care about turning a profit because they know they're dominating the market, and the more they dominate in the future, right, they're positioned to obviously yield far more profits. So when it comes down to return on ad spend, okay, and acquiring customers, we talked about in e-commerce, the first year you should expect to lose money. And after that first year, you're really left with this massive audience pool, especially you might have emails if you're using Klaviyo, of people that have been interested in your brand or have purchased from your brand. And at what point do you really think that you should be seeing a return on your email marketing efforts?
I mean, it depends on the product. It depends what you're selling. Like, there's products that are not consumable, so your resell and upselling on email is not as efficient as products that are very like repetitive, like clothing or consumables or stuff like that. Overall, it's spend, let's say the latest I've seen was a year. A lot of companies starting to reap off benefits from email like after 1 month. Because you're selling vitamins, you can resell free emails on vitamins after 1 month when you know that supplies are going down. But just understanding what is the consumption cycle, there's an opportunity. Like if it's clothing and someone enjoyed the clothing, then you can definitely upsell them to a new product via email. Consumables is the best course of action with email, just because consumer had a good experience. Shampoo, I can blast them with an email. The shampoo is done. I'll give you a promotion. I'll give you an offer. Chances is, if you had a good experience, you'll buy again.
Absolutely. And for a second, I do want to welcome Peter Simon. I hope I said your name correctly. Welcome to the community. If you haven't had the chance yet, make sure to introduce yourself in the Introduce Yourself channel. We may not, a lot of people might not respond, but trust me, we all see it and we're all well aware. So super glad. I love your attitude and love your spirit here in the chat. So Rosalind, as Ophir said, first month, you could possibly see a return. How important are your welcome series, and how quickly can you see a return on your welcome series, especially when you're doing these list building efforts?
Oh, extremely. It's extremely important. I think it even says in this email, you need to build up momentum with your list, because if you just send them a random email, you can't expect them to convert on that. Even if you've had this list for a really long time, you need to warm them up. You need to train them to open your emails. You need to get them used to opening the emails. And that is actually where the welcome series really comes in at the beginning, because you're kind of make them buy into the brand. And obviously, the great way that everybody goes about making people sign up to their email list in the first place is giving them an offer. So that always works really well in terms of converting, because even if people aren't necessarily interested in your content, or they don't know what content you have to offer, they probably want 10% off what they want to buy, right? It's a good one.
So real quick, I do want to say that because you just said, to confirm the chat, yes, Ophir is Middle Eastern. And welcome, Lorraine. Haven't seen your face in a while. So glad you're here and glad you're back with us. So you just talked about a lead magnet, right? You just talked about giving that offer, that welcome email to nurture them and give them something. But I think if anything, from last week's campaign of when one of our clients in the e-commerce world came back into stock, the numbers was astonishing. And you would have thought, how could the biggest sale of the year, an email before that had no sales, no percentage, no nothing, it just said back in stock, how could it perform so well? So I'd love for you to share some of your insights and experience of what happened last week when you sent that email.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think everybody assumes that in the run up to Black Friday that things get really quiet, especially with the month of October. It tends to be a quieter month. They're paying off their holidays, they're sending their kids back to school, and they know Christmas is about to come. However, you cannot assume that everybody shops like you. So for me personally, I'm the type of person who's extremely thoughtful in their purchases, and I will do so much research. I'll put things on a wish list, I'll carry out price comparisons, and then I'll literally count down until the sales begin. But that's the type of buyer I am, right? Other people are not like me. There are a lot of people out there who they want something and they get it. They're like, I don't want to wait for this. This is going to enhance my quality of life right now, so I'm going to get it. And what we found with this back in stock email, is people have jumped on it, and quite rightly so, because I have been checking the socials over at our client, and actually so many people were asking when are the items going back in stock, because they missed out. They're worried that they won't be able to capitalize on the product again, because you just never know. The brand might just do one run of a product and then that's it. So yeah, the numbers don't lie. The click-through rate was brilliant. Our revenue, the revenue that we generated from the campaign, was fantastic. And it just goes to show you that just because you have a certain mindset about how something's going to perform, that doesn't always hold true.
Yep.
The actual results.
You know,
the numbers don't lie.
They don't at all. And that's why, sometimes the campaign you think is going to be your best campaign ends up being your worst campaigns, and vice versa. Your worst campaign might be your best campaign. And you don't need to sell people for them to buy. And as you said, product availability, back in stock, you really incentivize these people to come back. And no fear, going back to the not having to sell them, but let them know what's going on. How important is it to communicate product availability, especially during this shopping time, Q4, e-com? How important is that messaging?
It's literally the best leverage you have in front of your computer to create urgency. Because they know they're going to get the best sale. No, they're knowing, like, they're all aware of the fact that now Black Friday sales are being extended towards Cyber Monday and so on. So they lose that urgency, and the only thing that's going to push them towards action is knowing, okay, it's gonna go out of stock, so I better do it now. And urgency create action, and a lot of times people want to buy and they don't buy because they're not taking that action, and then they miss the sale. They forget, how attention spans are. So you want to make sure to make it as, I would say, like, urgent, and communicate that inventory as much as you can, because this is the biggest trigger you have.
Mm-hmm. Shop while you have it. Shop while you have the chance, especially this time of the year. And thinking about, you look at Christmas, right? You look at post Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Not all people like you, Lorraine, not all people are conscious buyers. Some of people are impulsive, and they think a lot on their feet, and they just go based off of what is being told to them, right? That's why we have call to actions. These calls to actions are meant to give them, actionable things to do. And when you look at, post Cyber Monday, you think, oh, well, Cyber Monday, everyone bought their Christmas gifts. It could not be farther from the truth. They are those last minute shoppers. That's why if you go to the mall on Christmas Eve, I guarantee you it's jam packed. Even with COVID, I bet the mall will still be packed. But how important is it to even communicate, especially in the time with COVID, right? Especially when logistics and fulfillment becomes such an issue and pain, and a big pain point for a lot of these e-commerce brands. How important is it to actually say this in your messaging of saying, hey, shop now in order to get it on time for Christmas, right?
Oh yeah, especially for drop shipping brands who maybe have like a 4-week at least lead time, that can get pretty bad, because if you know this but you don't let them know well in advance, then you're definitely going to lose sales, because then your customers don't necessarily trust that brand to deliver. And you know how people are, like parents are, they want to give their kids the best Christmas ever. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but my fiance told me that apparently people are putting PS5s on the market for $1,000 because they know that they can capitalize on parents who want to give their kids the Christmas or the best Christmas in their eyes.
Of course.
I just want to highlight one more thing, because, like, first of all, regardless of drop shipping or not, the holidays, USPS, UPS, everyone have shipping windows. So there is a certain moment where whatever you're going to purchase, you're not going to get time for the holiday, and people care about it. I want to buy a gift for my daughter. I want to buy a gift for my sister. I want to buy something. I want to make sure it's going to be there on time, A, and B, customer service. Because a lot of time people, they guess it's going to come on time. They see Christmas sale, don't think about it as much. If you don't want to have your customer service being blitzed by customers or bitching about their presence not being there on time, make sure to communicate that. It serves two different agendas. One is to drive sales and urgency, and the other is actually to make sure that your customer service is not going to be blitzed by customers who are upset.
Absolutely. And the customer service, guys, this is something that gets overlooked. And, as much as it can be streamlined, these are the frontline workers speaking to your customers. Customer service plays such an important role. And as much as you want to automate it, at the end of the day, I'll tell you, customer service, the best ones are actually their salespeople. And those people are conversationally selling your products and services and putting you in the right place. And Ophir, I know you have extensive experience in that customer service. What is, I guess, like a beginner's approach? Give a high level. Is it a service? Is it a tool? Is it intercom? Do you do it yourself? Do you bring an internal person? Do you go performance-based, call center? What? Just would love to hear your insights there.
In every company I started, always had the founders like being CC'd on the chat on customer service. Mm-hmm. We're recording the calls as well, just to make sure that you know what's going on. Also, you need to train your customer service reps in the beginning.
Yeah.
So first year, you want to be hands-on with it because this dictates customer experience. I can work so hard on customer acquisition, packaging, website design, messaging, and so on. One customer representative that is not doing a good job can fuck it all up. So want to be hands-on on it, want to hear from my customers, want to know what they care about, want to know what's disturbing to them, want to know what they expect. Managing expectations with consumers is big. Knowing what they expect from you is important, and also know what is not important, because a lot of times, there's customers who are always going to bitch. Right? You know that, Joe. There's customers who are always going to bitch. So you want to have that ability. I had a problem with too good of service of customer service reps. Whatever the customers wanted, got it. And I mean, you need to put those boundaries where, okay, I'm not gonna give you a replacement for an electricity product after 2 years when warranty is out and you misuse the product. So you want to make that kind of guidelines and make sure that your briefing to customer service is working and you're with your pulse. You have your pulse on your customer's experience from step one till the end.
Absolutely. And I love what you said there about having, first year being really hands-on with the customer service, because the more conversations that the customer service team has, especially with your oversight, then the more of a conversational track record there is, so that when you bring in new teammates and expand your customer service team, they can see how the conversation references are. And as, questions are being asked, naturally the customer service team should be grabbing the most frequently asked questions, putting in a document and making a reference document that helps speed up the onboarding for these new hires. And we got into a little customer service talk, but I want to bring things back right over here. And, things to do on your Black Friday to grow your list. Of course, find your competitors, the no-brainer offer, build that momentum, adjust your automations, and use clever segmentations. And segmentations, it's the key magic word here. And how important are segmentations in your email marketing? And at what point should you be implementing email segmentations in your email marketing strategy? Is it day one, or is it after you get about 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 users? Ophir, share some insights, please. I know you got some.
Question of resources, but I'm saying you set up segmentations even if you don't use them from day one.
Bingo. Spot on. You got to set it up that way. So back to you, Roslyn. Hit us with the Black Friday, Cyber Monday playbook.
Oh yeah, of course. So one of the many great things actually about the Furlough community is everybody posts such good stuff. In terms of resources, wow guys, I have learned so much overall in marketing. And Bogdan actually shared a post recently, shout out to Bogdan, by Nick Sharma. And basically he's revealing some of the best practices for entrepreneurs who are experiencing Black Friday for the first time. And one of these things that we're going to cover is actually the mindset going into Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It can seem very intimidating. You're seeing all this competition from all of these brands who are very well established. They have huge budgets behind them, and you're thinking as a small business owner, how can I compete with this? You can compete, but you don't necessarily want to copy everything they're doing, especially in terms of how they're packaging their deals. Let's take Gymshark, for example. They currently have 70% off sale, which is amazing for their customers, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that as an athleisure brand, you want to do the same thing, because it might not be viable at this stage, especially if you need to prioritize cash flow. And I would really not recommend that you do a crazy offer like 90% off, because customers remember what you've done previously. And this is actually training them to expect the same thing next year. You don't want to do that the next year, right? Especially with how much the landscape has changed. If you look back to Black Friday a few years ago, it literally was just Black Friday, maybe ran over the weekend. But if you see this year, it's really being stretched out to the max. It's just something to consider.
Sure.
One thing you can do actually to make your offer seem very, enticing to people is by bundling products together, getting these high value bundle products. And another one which works really well, and I've seen Charlotte Tilbury, amazing makeup brand, do this for years, is the mystery box. It is something that you have to be prepared to do, though. It needs to be done in advance. You can't just really do it on the fly. But this is going to give you a lot of leverage compared to the bigger brands. What do you guys think? Do you have anything to add?
I mean, I've personally, as it pertains to the mystery box, I've seen a $5 upsell right at the end of checkout where they're about to hit checkout. It says, hey, would you like to add this mystery box at a very low price point? And we're talking, imagine 1,000 customers that add a $5 item to the cart with a $3-4 margin. You're talking about $3,000-4,000 there. And these little incremental like adjustments to the average order value go a long way. If you have a store that's converting 1,000 people and you go from a 3% conversion rate to a 4% conversion rate, that 1% might sound small on paper, but when you look at the numbers, it yields such great results. So as it pertains to mystery boxes and a little pro tip, right? You give 50% off. Let's say you have a $100 product and you give 50% off. You have that customer spending $50. Now, if you give them a buy one, get one, which at the end of the day is still kind of 50% off, you got $100 out of that same customer, and you've now moved 2 products. Now you have 2 products out there that can lead to more user-generated content, that can lead to more social mentions, so on and so forth. So, Ophir, anything you'd like to throw in there? Because I know you got gems hidden in that afro.
Just need to mention the free shipping. Most brands offer free shipping on certain number, especially on the holidays. So when you bundle more products and you have a higher average order value, and like your expenses per shipping that you cover for customers is lower. So you want to have that. You always want to push your average order value as much as you can. It's like this is the business. Average order value and how much I'm paying for the customer.
Absolutely. And Peter, what gave it away? How'd you know that we were all marketing nerds, huh? You're absolutely right on that. Next up, we got the Spotlight. Rosalind, how is our Spotlight today?
Oh yeah, we pretty much went over this early on. It's the surprising thing about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is people will buy a lot before the sale, even running up to the sale, even if they know the sale is coming. You've told them the sale's coming, they will still buy.
I mean, yeah, and you can see these were promotional emails right here. All these were promotional emails, and this one was actually an informative email saying back in stock, and it yielded almost 4 times the performance as the other ones. How shocking are these? And I gotta say, Rosalind, we give credit where credit is due. These open rates, these click-through rates are insane and way beyond industry average. So you're obviously doing something right there.
I try. I do think that the omni-channel strategy is really important, though, in general. Like, if you don't have all your ducks in order, it's very hard to make things successful. I will say that in terms of Black Friday and just in general. Within our roundup section, we basically actually go over the best parts of the week. That's the things that have happened in the community. So try to make it Black Friday, Cyber Monday influenced. I will say there's this tool in the ecom section. Wow. I was recommended it by a agency owner who has a London-based agency, and she basically said it's going to put her out of a job. So if you're in need of content, check out the ecom channel in Discord. You won't be disappointed. We also have how to 10x your Shopify sales this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this is my favorite one, actually, out of the roundup. What to do when your contractor calls scope creep. The strategy goes both ways. It goes for how you're acting with your customers, and it also is really important to develop strategy on the business side, because just because you can do marketing, it doesn't mean that you can run your business in a way that's going to be successful. So getting those two things in line and having them working together is really important. I would highly recommend that one there. And last but not least, a friendly meme. Check it out. I would recommend. Gave me a laugh.
We'll just pop it open. Why not? I hope it's family friendly because we're opening on the screen. There you go.
I'm pretty sure it's from Zoom, actually.
There you go. There you go. This is it, right?
Oh, it's a bit delayed on my side.
Neil? There you go. Of course. Memes push culture. And if anyone makes fun of memes, the way that we digest information these days are actually presented in memes. It's quite amazing. So with that being said, show some love and appreciation to this wonderful Furlough Weekly team. Rosalind, who is involved in this week's newsletter?
Thank you.
Who? Which one of the members? I know Kingsley. I know.
Yeah, it's Kingsley and Xander. The lead with me on that one.
Love it. Absolutely. And kudos to them, guys. Doing a great job. Guys, after every one of these newsletters, we actually transcribe and we throw it on the website. This one should be up in the next couple days if you guys want to see this newsletter or go back. But if you want to go and get subscribed and get it live every single week, check it out, furlough.com/weekly. If someone could drop that in the chat for any of those that aren't already opted in. Now, where do we go from here? Because this week kickoff, we do want to kick off the week and show that momentum. So I think a great way to start is probably some week goals. So if you got some goals for the week, please share it in the chat. That way this community is aware of what you're doing and how we can share resources and continue to help and support you. So with that being said, let's go around this little virtual table here and maybe we could talk some goals. So Ophir, no pressure. I'm going to start with you.
So to me, it's onboarding the new experts to the community. As much as I can, the best talents that I can. I have a lot of resumes to filter and just to speak with a lot of people. So looking forward to do that. So pushing a lot on the audit product, brand audit product. So this is a big, major week for me. I want to close MVP or at least close to closing an MVP here. And Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we need to make a push with Peachy and make sure we're getting them to the best position they can.
Absolutely. And they are already past last month's sales and we haven't even hit this week yet. So very excited about that. The Google Shopping campaigns, the Facebook campaigns, things are going great. Before I go ahead and jump to you, Ross, and I know you got a busy week because it is the biggest shopping time of the year. Ophir, if you don't mind giving a little bit of update of this wonderful tool that you are building that is going to be extremely useful to everyone here in the community, especially someone like Bruno who just opened up his agency, working on the process controls and make the backstage working before growing with 12 new customers. So shout out to you. So Bruno, great job, man.
Oh, I'm excited.
Keep it up, man. We love to see you guys making progress and killing it. So back to you, Ophir. If you can share some light about this wonderful digital tool that we call SaaS product that you're building.
So this product basically was born from I Don't Forget About You. Alex already started working on it.
I saw that. I was ready for it. Oh, it's my turn. I was going to wait for it. Love it.
This product was born from a position of me auditing brands annually, just going and checking a brand, what they do right, what they do wrong, and able to evaluate that like my own process. And I started training members in here in the community. I realized that I can automate at least 90% of it and turn it into a product, which I personally would use. And if I would use it, I guess a lot of other marketers would.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're integrating a lot of data points. This is going very fast. I have an amazing developers in my network, so blessed to move it very fast. And stay tuned. I'm going to share the progress over the next couple of weeks, and I guess an MVP over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned, guys.
Love to hear it. Ophir, you doing it positive. We're doing just great. We're killing it, kid. Keep it up. Rosalind.
When you showed me that, oh my God, I got excited. There are so many agencies who would like really, really benefit from that. So it's nice that you've actually, you know, gone in there and solved a problem.
For sure.
We'll celebrate solving the problem when it's solved.
Yeah.
We're still there.
We're still working on solving it. But Rosalind, you indeed have a busy week ahead. So if you can, please let us know what's on your plate.
Oh yeah, I am completely focused on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm super happy with the progress, but this is just the beginning. For me, that's something that's really satisfying is actually seeing the numbers come in, because the numbers don't lie. The numbers will tell you whether your strategy has worked or not. And being able to go to your clients and say, this is what I've done and this is the impact I've made on your business is just so fulfilling. I can't even. So that is the, I guess, the priority for this week. Everything Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, and you already started this week with talking to new businesses that are dying for your help, that's safe to say. And it's exciting times up ahead with the amount of brands that we are going to be able to help bring into this community and feed to some of the experts here. And Tristan, the line is open, so please feel free to converse and talk. So anything else you'd like to share before I'll jump into my goals? Any more?
Oh, you go ahead.
All right, it's my turn. So, of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday week. We got a big week ahead. And Alex, we cannot forget about you because you are probably very close to that top priority. And we're going to be locking it down and coming up after conversations with Ophir and I. We think we really have an idea of the direction we want to take this with you, and hopefully have another second conversation with you and your partner over at that wonderful, insane warehouse you guys have up in North Florida. Guys, I cannot emphasize how the logistics fulfillment side is a nightmare for a lot of businesses, especially in the age.
I was impressed.
Yeah, very impressed. And surprisingly,
that's the first thing I said, because it's so untrivial to have that space and that capabilities on the offline and logistics space that, like, especially now where everybody's fighting for like bits and pieces of places to put their inventory. So I have great capabilities and I see a lot of upside here.
Absolutely. And we're very excited to really hone in on what this partnership looks like moving forward, because what you guys are doing, it's so complementary what we're doing, and we could all bring it on together. And really, there is a scenario where everyone wins. And that's what I think the best types of transactions and deals and partnerships come when one person goes to the other person and thinks, haha, I got the better end of the deal, and the other person's like, haha, I got the better end of the deal. And there is truly abundance in the world we live, and there's no reason why everyone can't come winning. So we are going to be figuring something out, and that is top priority this week, followed by, of course, these other e-commerce brands that we have in our network, from Guardian Boost to Peachy Bum, and really delivering it. And yeah, we do have a target of a nice 20 million that we want to reach with these brands that we're working with Wholesale. So super excited about that stuff. And then you guys know we took the past 2 weeks off of these sessions so we could really hone in on some of the projects that we're doing here, tie up some all the bells and whistles, tying things up. We got Discord CRM, another SaaS product that we're rolling out into this community and rolling out for people in this community to really, one, be a service provider to what we're doing here in Discord. And Discord is by far, I think, one of the best platforms. It's like Slack meets Zoom, and sprinkle a little LinkedIn on top because of how organized and structured we have things. And very excited for the level of immersion and connection and engagement that we can have with each other, because truly in this community, we experience growth through collaboration. Now, beyond Discord CRM, the next thing we have coming up, of course, is our, I guess, flagship Web 3.0 project that's kind of behind the scenes. Haven't really spoken much about that on a public setting, but the Phi DAO, very excited to roll that out. We have a few blockchain developers moving forward on this project, and I'm super excited because I truly believe that Furlough in the very foreseeable future can be that bridge, can be that first touch point to those that want to get involved in that Web 3.0 space, but don't really know how to. And we aren't there yet because the Web 3.0 space is quite young, even though it's been around since 2008. Now it started, the limelight is coming to it. The market's insane. The world has kind of gone insane. What's it look like next year? Not sure, but I can tell you Furlough will be on the map. So super excited about that, pushing these things forward. We got Darius, of course, who's killing it, and he's going to be taking on the UI and UX for Discord CRM, and hopefully as well with the FIDAO, because we do need a nice little page to actually present this entire decentralized autonomous organization to the rest of the world. So super excited to keep that within the community and keep that within the people here in Furlough. So that being said, there are a few ways you can take this. You know, the week kickoff, I do want to talk about what we got in the foreseeable future for this week, but we did have such a great conversation last week with Alex, Ophir, and, you know, their experience with the logistics and the fulfillment, and even, you know, the previous partnerships that they had was Wholesale. And I feel like sometimes Wholesale is not much of a conversation that we have, because, I mean, does that even fall under the digital marketing category? Or, I mean, and even now with going direct to consumer, right? D2C, how important is a wholesale strategy in your e-commerce, you know, strategy as a whole?
First of all, digital marketing touches everything, because you can build funnels and email marketing for wholesalers and so on. Mm-hmm. So you can, like, think about it this way: digital marketing on the high level is communication. It's me being able to extend my hand and engage with wholesalers, consumers, prospects, whatever it is. So definitely there's room for digital marketing as well. In my opinion, like, if you go back for e-com, most businesses and most brands were living from wholesale. I grew up in a world where, like, you have a brand, sababa, it can happen on the wholesale level. It can happen with distributors, be able to pitch them, be able to sell them, be able to move big stocks, and live with that assignment deals that you have to live with in wholesalers. So, like, it's a big part of the market. The fact is that most respectable brands would say at least 70% of their sales come from wholesale, not retail.
Mm-hmm. And I love what you said right there. It was specifically consignment. And I don't think that's a word that many understand, and it's probably, arguably, the backbone of wholesale. Is that safe to say?
This is how the big networks and wholesalers are fucking the brands, you know?
Exactly that. For lack of a better word there, sir, we try to keep this family friendly. So that's how they take advantage of the brands.
But this is what it is.
Exactly. So if you can explain a little bit about consignment, wholesale, and how maybe some of the past experience, especially with the conversations that we had of how COVID and how these wholesalers, and when they go into some of these retail outlets, go into bankruptcy, and what happens next, right? If you could share some of that wisdom.
And when COVID started, I was in another beauty brand, and we got a letter from wholesalers. It was like as if a generic lawyer wrote for the whole of them, like Tulta, Bath and Beyond, all of them, like, use pretty much the same language, that they will not be paying invoices over the foreseeable future. They will not commit to any orders they put in. And think about it. I'm a brand. I close the deal with Target. Target tells me, give me 2,000 units. I'm financing it because they're not paying right now. It's not a prepayment deal. They're paying post-payment, and now they're revoking the order. So I'm stuck with 2,000 units that I'm not necessarily have who to sell it to. I need inventory. I need place to put it in. A lot of times I don't have the Alex's inventory or stuff like that. So it just, they put the brands that, like, they kind of rolled out all their damages from the pandemic on the brand's level. So this is how dangerous it could be. And I mean, I'll just give you another example. I just spoke with a startup on the cannabis industry this morning. I told you a little bit about it, Joe. Amazing startup, amazing product, really crazy product. And the founder is telling me, like, my biggest concern right now is that this is a B2B product. I have to sell it to wholesalers and distributors. I have nothing to do with the end consumer. And if I get an order of 5,000 units, $500,000 manufacturing costs, and for a small startup to raise $2 million, it's pretty much okay. I'm not paying the salaries anymore. So this is how challenging it is. And you just need to be mindful when you're going in that route, or not work with consignment if possible and work prepayment. I would say, unless you're really unique, you won't be able to do it. And you need to be like, right now, if you ask me, you need to build from the ground up online. You need to build that demand. So when you go wholesale, you have that branded traffic. When you go wholesale, you have that unique proposition where you can actually negotiate and not just push yourself towards the wholesalers.
The key word there I think we're looking for is leverage, right?
Right.
And the more leverage you have going into a deal, the better you'll probably come out of it. So Alex says it best: if you see consignment, run. And that's the reality. Consignment, in the simplest terms, is basically you put your product in a store, and if that store sells it, they pay you back, right? And if you have a ton of branded traffic, if you have a great brand ambassador program with extensive reach and really media power, because your brand is out there, it becomes more appealing to these retail outlets. But nowadays, is it necessary to have a wholesale strategy with your e-commerce or your direct-to-consumer brand?
So repeat that. I'm not sure I get it.
Is it necessary to have a wholesale strategy to your e-commerce direct-to-consumer brand?
No.
Absolutely not, because times have changed, and it's nowadays you're going direct to that consumer. So all in on email marketing. That's what I got to say. Focus on your remarketing, focus on your audience list, focus on the people that are familiar with your brand. And of course, so that being said, we ran through this session. It's been fun, jam-packed. We got 10 minutes left. Leave it open. Questions, answers, feedback, projects, audits, whatever you guys want to do, leave it to it. Ophir, Rossin, you guys have anything you want to bring to the table?
Oh, good call.
It'll be a heck of a week for sure. So beautiful week for everyone, and a pleasure to be here as always, Joe.
Of course. It is. Do we have a startup booster for tomorrow?
Actually, I was thinking to do it with Conrad because he wants to launch another planning on launching like a general things product.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking of doing it with Conrad. I got some applications, but most of the startups are not matured enough. And I want to work with startups like that are more matured, I can actually make an impact with bringing value and not just speaking theoretically and not making moves.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Please, Ross?
Oh, I was saying that makes a lot of sense.
For sure. And yeah, we can definitely, Conrad is in line for tomorrow. Obviously, he has a very niche specific, he is hyper focused on a niche where you have called boosting service in the gaming industry, where you pay someone to play the game for you and unlock certain, items within that game. And he is so specific to a game known as Destiny 2, but he wants to expand beyond to all games, and he has the assets in place to be able to fulfill these orders. So very excited about what he's doing, and his first startup, I gotta say, has done exceptional. We're super happy to have him here in the community, especially as a community manager. So that would be tomorrow, followed by, of course, we have a few new projects that we're rolling out nice and slowly. One of them being Main Activewear with Rossin. If you don't mind sharing what you're going to be doing for Peachy Bum's female-driven brand. They have a male spinoff called Main Activewear, and shine some light of what that looks like.
Oh yeah, of course. So they've had such great success with the female product-led brand. So they're going to be rolling out a male version, and I have to say, I've seen the logo and the font that they've chosen, and it's so clean. At the moment, I'm actually building them of MVP Shopify store, just so they can see how it would look like, get some of the branding together, and we're just going to take it from there. But it's super exciting. I'm sure they're judging by their last business model, so I think it's a good one to go in. They're very knowledgeable on what's working with athleisure, so it's nice that they're kind of staying in that niche, but they're obviously just kind of expanding their customers.
For sure. And you have to understand that the leaders of this brand are leveraging their personal social media to go ahead and build these brands. And their personal social media is generally a majority male audience because, let's be honest, beautiful women, men like following them. So they have this massive male audience, and yet they built such a successful brand of the smaller kind of demo of their audience. And now they're going to roll out a male-driven brand. But before they did that, we said, hey, let's just kind of validate it. We don't need to roll out a bunch of products. We don't need to buy inventory. Let's do a simple landing page, maybe some product images, and put coming soon and put an email capture. That way, when it is time to launch, we're not just betting on a social media channel, but instead we're betting on an email list that has all of these people that shared their interest in this product line. So very excited for that. And yeah, Tristan, you got questions, we got answers. Go ahead and write it at any time. Super excited for that. And yeah, I see CBD Elevacion, the Spanish CBD review website, is getting some action, Ophir. You want to share some insights of what's going on there?
Yeah, the team started moving, have some content running, and we'll start getting the designer and the developer moving. I mean, I'm actually waiting for a green light. The team went to get going, and then I'll start pushing more resources there.
Shots are fired in the chat. I see you, Thin. Get them while you got them. Love to see it. Love to hear it, guys. So this week should be jam-packed. I'm telling you, Wednesday we have a special session now that we have stopped the frequency of doing these presentations every day of the week. On Wednesday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, maximize your Q4 campaigns, something that we put together and spent some time on. And each week we're going to be delivering one topic. That's on Wednesdays. On Monday, it'll be more like this format, bring in some guests, kick off the week. As we get more activity, who knows, we might bring you on and give some feedback and insights on whatever projects, ventures, or tasks that you guys are doing. These are supposed to be very collaborative. Friday, don't forget the Feature Friday, where we bring in experts. And as we do these LinkedIn campaigns and have these, leading experts that are putting their resume and showcasing their experience and, actually applying to the Furlough Network and what we're doing, we're going to have set up some calls. We have a Calendly set up so that either Ophir or myself are going to be taking a few calls each day with these experts and bringing them in because we are so excited. Discord, I'll be honest, the discovery that we get through Discord, it seems to be because Discord is a gaming platform, right? We got some young kids, and we are really, truly leading the front lines of introducing these, more experienced and professional digital specialists, right, to this world of Discord. Everyone's heard about it, but they don't really know what it's about, and it's great to know that we are in the front lines of introducing them to this platform, and we've structured things so nicely. So our community right now, we're averaging about 222 seems to be the number of active members online at any given time. Imagine how different the community will be when it's 444 active members, while another 222 are advertising specialists, media buyers, copywriters, email marketers, PR specialists, social media managers, graphic designers, UX, UI, developers, all these sorts of agency owners and brand owners and entrepreneurs in this network. So very excited to level up the conversation, really excited to keep boosting up these startups. We have a new community manager here. Her name is Kim. Kim has extensive experience with Ophir, helping Ophir in this project. So we're very excited to continue to bring people into this community and really grow what we're doing here, because right now we've done this all with word of mouth, but we're just getting started because 2022 is going to be the biggest year yet. So with that being said, as I take a breather, rolling up in the last 5, shall we put a bow and a cross and bow on this wonderful session, or is Tristan gonna ask a serious question?
Bruno, I wanted to ask you where your customers came from. Tell me a little bit.
Yes, Bruno, where do your customers come from? And
Sure, how was the progress? I haven't heard from you for a while.
that is very true. Yes, he is right there. We'll wait for it. There's a slight delay. So in the meantime, yeah, a company can raise money and have the interest of the money pay for the expensive. Very interesting question there. Not sure what you mean. While you're raising money, that means you're investing it for interest. So you're going to have to re-ask that question, better structured, so that we're able to give a better answer. But yeah, Bruno, how is it going with your agency? What you said in the chat, got a lot, 12 clients, 12 customers coming in. Super excited. From what you showed me with your advertising campaigns, you're yielding a very nice ROAS, return on ad spend, and it seems like your customers came from your freelancers. And that's a great point, that when you do an agency, Okay, it's like, should I start an agency? Well, you should just start as a freelancer, because sometimes they're one and the same thing, right? The agency is just a face to it. Ophir, you come from the agency world, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's all the same, bro. It's invoicing. It's just a question, who is invoicing and for what?
That's it. You're a service provider. And sometimes in the agency, you maybe got some more people. But even as a freelancer, you probably have a team behind the scenes. You're just the face of it. So super excited. Bruno is doing social media, paid media, and product launch. So it sounds like you definitely have a busy week ahead of you as well. Super excited. This e-com stuff. We are very narrowing down our niches. And I think we're going to be focusing on the main two, which is e-com and SaaS. Is that safe to say over here? What do you think about that?
Safe to say, even though you know how life is. Keep it flexible always. The more the community grows and more talent comes in, like you will always have more projects that are kind of in between or not exactly fitting that mold. Overall, like what we're addressing here is how to engage with customers across digital media and offline medias, and it doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change. The only thing that matters is how I am as a brand want to communicate and with whom. These are the medias themselves.
Amazing stuff, guys. So with that being said, let's put a little bow on this session. So happy you guys could kick off the week. If you enjoyed this time slot better than the previous time slot, if you guys could drop some W's in the chat so we know we're in the right direction, moving here every day, 2 o'clock, we'll get our flagship session. Tomorrow we will be focusing on the startup booster session. But if you haven't joined us at our Connect and Collaborate, we're there every day starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, working, growing, and experiencing growth through collaboration, of course. So with that being said, it's been an absolute pleasure being back at these masterminds, these streams, kicking it off with you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Make the most out of your offers. Super excited for what we got in store. We're now back in Discord. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Rosalind. Appreciate you, Ophir. Give a little. So with that being said, we'll see you at the next session. Appreciate you guys and have a great rest of your day. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.